In 1982, a man from Newark, New Jersey named Curtis Sharpe Jr. became an overnight sensation one city would never forget. Before the bright lights of television cameras and the sparkle of champagne bottles defined his public image, Curtis lived a very ordinary, working-class life. He held down simple jobs, spent time with family and friends, and tried his best to take life one day at a time. Money was always tight, opportunities were limited, and like many people during that era, Curtis used the lottery as a form of hope. Each ticket represented a possibility, maybe not a guaranteed future, but the idea that life could suddenly transform. Then one day, it happened. Curtis Sharpe Jr. matched the numbers that millions of players wished were theirs. He won the New York Lotto jackpot, $5 million. In 1982, that amount of money might as well have been $100 million by today's standards. It was life-changing wealth, the kind of money that could build a foundation for generations. And Curtis, a charismatic and naturally joyful man, embraced the moment fully, loudly, and without hesitation. Almost instantly he became known as the Champagne Man. The nickname started after he appeared in newspapers and television footage celebrating his win with oversized bottles of champagne, pouring bubbly like he was hosting a Hollywood party. His personality fit the role perfectly. He was outgoing, funny, and loved attention. The more he leaned into the persona, the more the public loved him. Curtis didn't just accept the spotlight, he stepped right into the center of it and smiled for every camera pointed his way. People gravitated toward him. His larger-than-life presence made him a local celebrity. He was invited to promotional events, asked to pose for press photos, and even brought out for charity appearances. Curtis looked like someone who had discovered the blueprint to happiness. But beneath all the celebrations was a hard truth few lottery winners are prepared to face: sudden wealth has a way of exposing weaknesses long hidden beneath the surface. Curtis had never managed large sums of money before. He didn't come from a world of financial advisors, accountants, or cautious planning. So when fortune arrived, it arrived without instructions. And Curtis did what felt natural: he spent it freely. He attended lavish parties, traveled, bought expensive clothes, and surrounded himself with crowds that eagerly consumed whatever lifestyle he offered. He had a big heart and often helped friends, strangers, and anyone who asked. He enjoyed playing the role of the generous man who made it out of the struggle and wanted everyone to share in his success. But generosity without limits can become dangerous. And when combined with fame, temptation, and a constant flow of new people entering his life, Curtis's fortune began slipping through his fingers. Much of the money went toward entertaining and being entertained. Curtis loved nightlife, and nightlife loved him, especially because he was always willing to pay. Clubs welcomed him, promoters adored him, and women were drawn to the cheerful, confident man with fame, wealth, and charisma. He spent freely on drinks, hotels, travel, and parties that lasted far longer than they should have. His lifestyle quickly became a round-the-clock celebration. A normal day looked like what most people considered a once-a-year occasion. As Curtis continued to spend, he also struggled in his personal relationships. Before his win, he had been married to a woman named Pearlie Mae, but after he became the Champagne Man, their marriage quickly unraveled. Fame and money changed the dynamics in ways neither of them were ready for. Curtis's lifestyle, combined with constant attention from new women, created tension that led to the end of their marriage. He remarried soon after, but that marriage also fell apart, followed by others. Curtis was a man who wanted love and companionship, but like many people overwhelmed by sudden wealth, he struggled to maintain stability in his romantic life. While Curtis seemed unstoppable in public, behind the scenes the money was disappearing faster than he could keep track of. newly wealthy individuals often feel that their fortune is endless, especially when they've never had such power before. The $5 million he won, spread out over annual payments, still offered incredible financial security. But Curtis spent as if the money would refill itself forever. Every year, when another check arrived, it vanished into extravagance. As time went on, the persona of the Champagne Man became less of a celebration and more of a weight he carried. Life continued to move forward, but the finances did not. From expensive divorces to constant spending, Curtis's fortune was shrinking sharply. Friends who once surrounded him began to drift away. The people who cheered in the good times were silent when the money slowed. The media, which once adored him, no longer had stories to tell. It was a painful reality faced by many lottery winners. Public adoration disappears as quickly as it arrives. Eventually, Curtis found himself nearly broke. The extravagant lifestyle was gone. The energy, the parties, the attention, all vanished. What remained was a man forced to rebuild from the ground up, returning to the everyday life he once knew, but now carrying the memory of what wealth had done to him. Yet his story didn't end in bitterness. Curtis Sharpe Jr. became a prime example of humility. As he aged, he spoke openly about the mistakes he made and the lessons he learned. He admitted that he didn't handle his winnings wisely, but he never expressed anger about it. Instead, he shared gratitude for the journey. For Curtis, the fortune gave him experiences he never imagined. He became a recognizable figure, someone who enjoyed moments of fame and laughter. The money may have disappeared, but the memories stayed with him. Later in life, Curtis returned to ordinary work and lived with far more modesty. He found peace in simplicity. Friends described him as someone who eventually found grounding, learning to appreciate what mattered instead of what sparkled. While many people expected him to be bitter or regretful, Curtis held on to his joy. He was known for telling his story with humor because he believed laughter softened even the hardest of truths. Curtis Sharpe Jr.'s journey becomes a cautionary tale that speaks to a broader reality faced by lottery winners around the world. While the public sees glamour, the truth is that sudden wealth can destroy as easily as it can uplift. Without preparation, structure, and guidance, millions of dollars can disappear quickly. Curtis's story highlights the importance of financial education, healthy relationships, and grounded decision-making, lessons he understood deeply only after the money was gone. But there is another side to his legacy. Curtis remained a beloved figure because he represented the excitement and innocence of winning. He symbolized hope, joy, and the thrill of possibility. The public didn't call him the Champagne Man because he was irresponsible, they called him that because he had a contagious enthusiasm for life. Even when the money disappeared, that energy remained part of how people remembered him. His life stands as a reminder that wealth does not guarantee happiness, stability, or success. True happiness comes from understanding what matters, protecting what you have, and staying connected to your values. Curtis learned those lessons through painful experience, but in the end, his story became more than a financial tragedy. It became an inspiring message about resilience, gratitude, and the importance of finding meaning beyond money. And as with every powerful lottery story, Curtis Sharpe Jr.'s legacy teaches the world that winning millions is only the beginning. What happens next depends not on luck, but on wisdom. Thank you for watching this episode of True Lottery Stories. If you enjoy real-life stories about lottery winners, the lucky, the tragic, and the unbelievable, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to like, comment, and share to help the channel grow. See you in the next True Lottery Story.